You're listening to the Downshift podcast, where four mates from Melbourne take you trackside for all the action in Formula One, breaking down the races, the drama, and everything in between, all with a little banter and a lot of passion. If you love motorsport and cars, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you're always on the grid with us. And if you want to support the team, leave us a 5-star review. So let's get into another action-packed episode. It's lights out, drop the clutch, and let's get racing.
Hola and welcome to the Downshift, where four mates from Australia talk about things Grand Prix. In this episode, we're previewing the Spain Grand Prix. This track first run in 1991, a circuit length of 4.657 kilometres, giving us 66 laps for a race distance of 307.236 kilometres. Lap record held by Max Verstappen in 2023 of 1:16.330. The Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya was built as part of the 1992 Barcelona Olympic Development Program. First car race was round of the 1991 Spanish Touring Car Championship, followed by only 2 weeks later, the first F1 Grand Prix. So this track's got a good mix of high and low speed corners with challenging turn 3 right-hander with almost the whole track overlooked by grandstands or general admission areas. This is the last GP for Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya before moving to the unfortunately named Mad Ring in 2026, the circuit in Madrid, recently promoted by Carlos Sainz. So I'll throw to our KT for a bit of a race review from last year, from 2024. So yeah, KT, what happened in 24?
Thanks, Rags. And look, for me, it's a bittersweet because we've seen that new Mad Ring. We've seen some of the setup of it. It's got some interesting corners. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. It is a street design type circuit, but also this is where Barcelona has been a really good track. It's been great on the calendar. To your point with the high and low speed corners, it really does test the setup of the vehicle. And so, the teams need to be thinking through what that does. I've driven this one on the sim quite a lot, and I really do enjoy it. It's got some great corners some sweepers, but also some really tight corners to get around as well. So it does test the drivers. We saw that as we went into 2024. Look, it was an amazing start with a ballsy entrance into turn 1 by George Russell to take the lead from fourth as Verstappen and Norris were battling it out for position. So we saw that. And through turns 1 and 2, there was demonstrations of some great overtaking around the outside through the race with a number of rubbing of wheels as well. So we actually saw quite a bit of contact, some tight racing and some frustrations boiling over at the same time. And we actually saw both Norris and Russell for probably about the first 2/3 of the race, really battling it out. So a really good battle, something which was enjoyable to watch. After that, it then spread out a bit more, and so Norris had got away from Russell, and Russell dropping back with Lewis taking him for third place.
So I can say, so what we're saying from that description alone is it should be better than Monaco straight away. Like,
marginally.
Actual racing, wheels to wheels, overtaking, not putting people to sleep in front of the TV. What I'm hearing is we might actually enjoy this race and not want to throw things at the TV.
Well, I reckon George would be keen to get out in front early.
Well, get stuck behind them again, Jesus.
You want to get in front of the Williams.
Imagine if George, ends up qualifying one spot behind Albon.
Poetic.
Get me out of here.
I reckon you could see the bird coming through the mirror as he's driving behind him.
But and from that we saw Norris, who took pole position. But as talking in regards to the tussle at the start of the race, it ended up being Max who took out first place, followed by Norris, and then Lewis, who had taken George later in the race, which was his first podium for 2024. So as we know, Lewis was struggling with the Mercedes, so his first podium in third place for that. what's going to be interesting as well is we saw Piastri, who again was developing through the season last year. And so 12 months ago, Piastri was finished 7th. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes with the improvement we've seen. And as now the leader of the World Championship, how he's going to do on this track for 2025. So with that, it's worth throwing over to Lockie to start to jump into the 2025 race.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this one much more than I was looking forward to Monaco, if I'm brutally honest here.
Really? I'm so surprised.
I wasn't sure I gave the correct vibes across when I was describing that before. So yeah, just put it out there for you. Yes, much more looking forward to this one. But so this weekend is the home race for Fernando Alonso and also Carlos Sainz Jr. And it doesn't matter who you're barracking for on that. We are honestly praying that Alonso actually has a reasonable race. Based on my tips that are coming up shortly, I don't need him to finish first, second, or third, but just some points would be nice for him.
I'd just like his car to finish the race.
Well, even to get around the whole, yeah, that's right. If he could actually finish it. So I'm really hoping that Lance Stroll doesn't bin it into him in the second or third corner on the first lap, because that would be terrible from it. But also this weekend too is where the FLEXI wing, the new restrictions have come in for that too, in relation to the front wing is getting reduced from a 15mm flex down to a 10mm flex, which hopefully will the change will basically take off the potential performance advantages from having the extra flex on those wings. And we were talking amongst ourselves before, saying how much will that actually affect McLaren in relation to can they then continue the speed through the corners and things like that with this change. So this could be the weekend that it all turns.
McLaren has been investigated by the FIA earlier on this season, and again found to be no harm, no foul.
Correct.
They were the high profile team that utilised that loophole, let's call it, for technical sake.
They've taken the technical specs and worked within the limits of those technical specs, and they've been investigated and they have not been proven wrong.
It's a bit like interpretive dance, isn't it, I suppose? So, yeah. But it'll be interesting to see
more
more
about that than I would, mate.
Let's all kick back as Dan's going to go through a bit of a review on interpretive dance.
If you want to check on my other podcast.
If it's interpretive dance, I do not.
Come on.
I'm strapping in. This is going to be good.
I am not. So we're hoping with that, this could actually then change. Obviously, the car setups will be slightly different on this one. And it'll be interesting to see because, I mean, based on the first few races we've seen now, I think McLaren should be strong because it is a fast circuit. I think they struggled a little bit more on those tighter circuits for Monaco last weekend, especially Piastri. I don't think he handled the slowdown in those tight turns as well as what he does on a more free-flowing circuit. So I get the feeling that himself and Norris will actually be a little bit more home this weekend. It will also be interesting to see then if Ferrari can continue the pace that they had in Monaco through to this weekend, or whether that was more a tight city circuit suits their car better than the more free-flowing track. So could be changes all around.
Well, I had to laugh because Fred Vasseur has announced that Ferrari are bringing a new wing to Spain.
Well, that'll help.
Apparently, everyone else is as well. So.
That's not the wing that they brought back from previous. Have they got any wings left?
Yeah, no. What he means is he picked the one up Piastri put in the wall, and they're going to bring that along and stick it on the car to see if the McLaren one works better on theirs. So
similar colour. They've got to paint it white, don't they?
No. They got the spray can. The techs are out spray canning it right now. They'll be fine. Yeah, and they've got a HP decal they're going to put over the top of it, so it'll be okay. It's all good.
It's whether or not the printer has run out of magenta or not.
Well, printer ink is very expensive these days. Come on.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, see, the printers are cheap to buy. It's the ink that costs you.
And that's where they get you, absolutely.
But also with that is we're also seeing not only with the FLEXI wing for the front of the car, we're seeing changes to the rear wing as well. So we're seeing that the gap is being reduced to take away the mini DRS, which is talked about earlier on in the season.
So it'll be interesting to see the speed and downforce that these ones can now get with these changes that have come through, and just how it affects, probably, Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes, and, probably Williams as well going through that as well. So it'll be interesting to see whether that can then tighten the field back up or whether it's going to make no difference to the McLaren, they'll just power on.
And look, we've got two DRS zones at this race. We've got a really long straight, which is fantastic. So hopefully we'll see. And look, we saw this challenge, especially with Leclerc in Monaco trying to take Norris, just could not get close to him because there was just not enough DRS to be able to challenge. So at least with this, we should see some good overtaking opportunities coming into turn 1 and 2.
Fingers crossed. Well, I think that is our perfect lead in to find out just how our predictions are going to go this weekend, and where we've decided to put our stack of gold coins on.
Dan, you sound confident there.
I'm wrapped about this one. Well, yeah. So are you leading on? Am I leading? Am I?
Why not?
Wow.
Seeing you're
okay,
so
cool.
confident.
So confident to get off the bottom. So well, yeah. Look,
You only need 30.
To be fair, I don't think one round's going to do it for you to get off the bottom. You might need a second round as well.
Look, the season's
No, you
young.
only need
We've still
12 points. It's okay.
We've still got a lot of time. Look, I did see a thing where it said that, apparently Verstappen's been on podium and then off podium, so alternating weeks. So I reckon he's going to be on podium this week because I think he's due for it. So, and because he seems to know his way around the track, I'm going to go Verstappen for pole. Why not?
Okay.
This flexi wing, I think, is going to sort McLaren out a little bit. I think they'll just lose a little bit of the edge in that respect. We will go for Leclerc. Leclerc to win. Piastri second, Russell third.
Piastri second,
Russell will be
Russell
keen to-
third.
After Verstappen takes pole, he's going to drop back to 4th or 5th. Is that how we're doing?
Well, that's an interesting point you make there. I have sort of left. Well, no, actually, so he has to come in. Okay, so thanks for that. No, good.
I
pick up.
don't want you to change your tips, Dan. I was just clarifying. That was
Lockie,
all.
Lockie, what are you doing?
Rookie mistake. So scratch Verstappen. Verstappen's going to win. Verstappen's going to win. Piastri, then Russell.
So we're just bumping the order
Right,
down, right? Okay.
No.
Oh, Leclerc's just Leclerc's been booted.
Chuck's gone.
Leclerc's been
Chuck's
booted.
gone.
Yeah.
Well, what about our illustrious friend who's away? Maybe we could throw his tips in next.
I'd just love to be able to change them now. After
Come on, like I did. I changed it on.
He hadn't tabled them completely. Like it hadn't moved on, so it's fine.
you got to go bold. You got to go hard or go home.
What's the prize even?
Hmm?
We get like a free subscription to this podcast or something, do we?
I've got some stickers that say the downshift if you want some of those.
Stickers, yeah.
He needs a few more.
You get a drawer full of stickers. Can't wait.
Bragging rights for a full 12 months.
Wait, if you had said that at the start, I would have tried.
No, it's a special.
Sandbagging,
we talked about a breakfast, and maybe something special undisclosed. So all right, so Lockie, you wanted to see what Huppy's predictions were, and
Yeah, throw it out. Let's go. What has he got?
Hubby being MIA, I know that we were all happy to do his predictions for him. Again, he chose not to take that. So he agrees with you, Schwags. He's saying that Max is going to take pole for Spain. He's putting Aston. He's putting Oscar in for first place, with Max dropping back to second, and then Lando in third. So again, playing the conservative game, which has seen him at the top of the ladder so far. So that's where he's at.
All right, now, KJ, do you want to go up or you want me to go next?
I can go next. I've already done mine, so mine are there. So
you go next.
Yeah, why the hell? So look, again, I think Oscar needs to really put it to Lando this race. So to your point, is based on Monaco, where it was a bit loose, to be honest. And we talked about the fact that his back end was flying around. I think with a higher speed track, he's going to do well here. So I'm putting Oscar in for pole, and I'm also going to put Oscar in for the win. I think he'll take this out because he's 3 points ahead of his teammate, so he needs to put a little bit of air between the two of them. I am putting in Lando as second. I think the McLarens will be strong here. I don't think the Flexi Wing is going to have too much of an impact in regards to this. They've been investigated. As I said, no harm, no foul, so I think they're okay. And look, I'm going to put it in for a local hometown hero to take out third.
Alonso.
You're doing it, aren't you? You're doing it.
He's just throwing away the third place.
I know. Like all season, he's done so well. I mean, we want him to. We do desperately want him to do well.
So Carlos Sainz for third. Is that what we're going?
Carlos Sainz for the third. Yep.
There we go.
I'm silly, but I'm not stupid.
Boo. Alonso's got this. He knows the track like the back of his hand.
When Alonso claims pole, not pole. When Alonso claims first on this, we're all going to be disappointed. I'm telling you right now.
If he can just stop the smoke coming out the back of that
that's
car,
not my tip. Just to clarify, that is not my tip.
So I'll change that. Okay. Yep. No.
No, actually, Christian.
Right, so Alonso for pole.
No, so I agree with you. I'm actually going. I think Piastri's going to come back this weekend, so I'm putting him for pole. I'm putting him for the win. I am putting Norris for second, but in third place, I'm not going to throw my one away. I'm going to go Verstappen for third place.
Okay.
I reckon this weekend Piastri is going to make up the 2 seconds that he loses in the pits on the track.
He'll need to.
He's going to come in. He's going to go, you know what? I'm going to lose 2 seconds in the pits. I better make it up on track.
He's going to look at this and go, this is Conrod straight through. Hang that out to the left. Take the corner. Bang, off you go. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I really think for Oscar, he's got to really put the nail in and go, this is my season. Yep. So and show that he's not going to be held back. He's going to push through, and he's going to, start to really climb the ladder after this race.
I would agree. But I guess we'll all find out on Sunday, won't we?
We'll all find out on Sunday as we look in regards
to sleep before it finishes.
Hey, we did all right this weekend, so that was okay.
We just made it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. We did. We just made it. The timing's similar for this weekend coming up as it was for Monaco. So again, a semi-respectable time for us here in Australian Eastern Standard Time. We've got FP1 being at 9:30 p.m, followed by FP2 at 1 a.m. You two will both be up for that.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah. Love me free practice.
In the famous words of Ted Lasso, it's practice.
Well, to be fair, if the rate, like in Monaco, like the free practice was important to give us something to talk about. But yeah, so probably got to keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
But I think that might be a catch up. That might be a catch up watch.
Christian, I will be definitely watching the free practice. It'll just be on the replay.
Now, obviously, we're all going to be on our phones at our end of season dinner that we'll be at on Saturday night with free practice 3 at 8:30 in the evening, followed by qualifying.
That's ridiculous,
Christian.
It's the calendar. But qualifying at midnight on Saturday night.
Don't mention the calendar. We know what happened last time. You had to edit out calendar chats.
Just to clarify, so you're blaming the Romans now? Is that what you're saying? Like it's
yes,
the calendar?
Yes,
their
absolutely.
Fault.
Yep.
Okay. Just checking.
Well, the Romans, Italy, Ferrari. There you go.
How long a bow you drawing here? Like,
look, I can draw it as long as I like.
Not like the Romans are going to come and chase you down, are they?
No, that's exactly right. They'll slip on their sandals.
Keep moving on.
All right, and then finally the race at 11 p.m. on Sunday night. So no doubt we'll all get together for that. And as you're saying, a much more interesting, exciting race. Hopefully a lot less swearing this weekend as we see Oscar. And again, in honour of that, wearing
finish
the papaya.
second, because I said second.
How un-Australian of you, Dan.
Go Oscar for second.
Go Oscar for second. All right.
You're number two.
I don't think you want to be known as a number 2.
Onwards.
That tall poppy syndrome. So with that, hopefully everyone enjoys the race this weekend. Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And we'll be back on Tuesday morning with the review of the Spanish Grand Prix for the last one in Barcelona. Until then, we'll see you on the next lap. And that's the checkered flag for this episode of The Downshift. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out with us in the paddock. If you enjoyed the ride, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a lap. And hey, if we've earned it, drop us a 5-star review. It really helps us climb the grid and reach more motorsport fans. Tune in next time as we keep pushing flat out to bring you fresh, current and entertaining content. Until next time, keep it fast, keep it fun, and we'll catch you on the next lap.